Welcome back to Silksong Steel Soul Edition. I'm Akinar, and this is our fifth day, our fifth live stream of the Steel Soul action. We had a very productive live stream last time where we got to take down Widow. And all things considered, it went pretty smoothly. I definitely have had my hiccups in practice when it comes to Widow, but I suppose that's why you practice, so you can iron out all those hiccups. Because you really you have to have everything ironed out when you are doing Steel Soul. So let's jump back into things here and get it started as we press on toward Act 2. We've got some business to take care of. We've got some things to collect before our next big hurdle, which is going to be Phantom. We are taking that route into the Citadel, unlike the first playthrough, which went through the Last Judge. We will be delaying the Last Judge for quite some time. But yeah, I did make my way over here to Belhart off camera, just so I could purchase some things, mainly our maps. Our rosary situation has gotten pretty good. We've gotten we've built up enough rosaries where I felt comfortable picking up the maps that we had not done so yet, and I've also put some various markers in place to help us keep organized on our exploration today as we try to basically cover all that we can before taking on Phantom. So there's a preview of what we've got in store today. Let me take a look at chat. How you doing, Riley? Good to see you. Live stream hype. Yes, I was wanting to do one over the weekend, but things didn't quite pan out. But we're here on a Tuesday, for me at least, and I hope you're having a good one. Sparky is here as well. What's up, dude? You missed it? Do it again. Wait, what did you miss? The intro? You wanted to be here for the intro? Welcome back to Silksong Steel Soul. There it is. That's the abbreviated intro for you once again. Tuesday in it. Tuesday. What has Sparky been or Apollo perhaps is the better question here. What has Apollo been chewing on today? Hope Apollo's doing well. You missed me beating Widow. Yeah, last week we had some pretty fruitful practice and things paid off. There was really only one little mishap where I inadvertently did a Threadstorm instead of a tool, but it turned out okay because Threadstorm is awesome, and apparently it can even block Widow, at least one of her slashes in her double slash move as she moves across the screen. So yeah, it worked out well for us. You'll be delighted to hear Apollo remains a good, handsome boy. Let's go. My Tuesday is made at the sound of that news. All right. Yeah, let's get started here. Riley asked, what is the game plan today? I think where we're going to start is here in Belhart, obviously. We're here in Belhart. Let's go ahead and check. I don't think there's anything we're buying yet from Frey. We do have a spool fragment, which we could potentially purchase. There is one more spool fragment, I think, for us to get in. This is the part where I might need a reminder from Riley, but I do believe there is one more spool fragment. I'm just trying to remember where it was, because I have been also playing once again. I have that second save file that we've been practicing on. I have also been kind of sporadically, like, not necessarily restarting the entire file, but going back to particular checkpoints to kind of sync up with our Steel Soul file and playing through the upcoming sections in my downtime or off camera to just make sure I'm up to speed on any potential pitfalls or places that might get a little hairy, and just, you know, more and more acclimating myself with the building the map muscle memory of Fairloom. So I remember there being one spool fragment somewhere. Was it in the Blasted Steppes? I feel like there was one that would make this worth a purchase before we go to Phantom, but I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure. So we'll at least grab this quest or wish. Oh, we have the Restoration of Belhart, which we are going to have to do all of these, supposedly, right? So I guess we just keep doing these as they come along. We have rosaries to afford this, so let's keep on donating to the cause. How you doing there, Fume Knight? Welcome in. Good to see you. Hello, cool person. Right back at you, friend. How are you doing today? The game plan is for you to be awesome. That is generally the game plan. Whether or not that game plan is successful on a day-to-day basis, we may decide as things go. Chicken Sandwich is here as well. Welcome in. I'm chickening it up. Let's go. How are you doing? No spool fragment in Blasted Steppes, huh? That one for sale is the only one you can get before Act 2, unless you get kidnapped to the slab. Okay. So I guess I was misremembering. All right, well, in that case, we will hold on to our rosaries for the moment. And I will remind myself what other quests we have to do. I think we're going to be making our way down to the Marrow. Because we have the Silver Bells quest, we have the Flint Beetles quest, and we have the Terrible Tyrant quest. And we also want to get... We want to get the expansion to our... We want to play the Lottie Dottie game. Lottie Dottie, he likes to party. We want to get our tool upgrade. Pouch upgrade, I should say, from Lottie in the Marrow. And that's right as we're coming out of the Belvanes. So let's do a little hunting for bells here to start our day. And that's how we'll get started. We'll go through the upper section of the Belvanes first, because we do need 8 altogether. But I am open to suggestions on how to expedite this quest. It's a little bit of an annoying quest. If there are ways to make this a little bit less annoying or quicker, I'm open to them. If those do exist. Getting kidnapped to the slab is actually an awesome gamer move. I don't think I'm quite that much of a gamer, Sparky. Not yet on Steel Soul, at least. We will not... That is not in the plan. This may be a no save quit... oh, shit. This may be a no save quit Steel Soul run, but I am not intentionally getting myself kidnapped, if I can help it. If we do get kidnapped inadvertently, well, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm not going to do it to myself, though. Sparky gasps in horror. Yeah. Go ahead and give it a try yourself, Sparky, and once you've done it, I will follow. Ex post haste. Oh shit. Okay, I forgot you were there. I forgot. This bell quest is weird. I have this every time that I go through this part of the game again. I think to myself, why does this quest exist? Why must this be a thing? Because it feels like the bells actually don't have set spawn points. There does seem to be some RNG on where they appear, which makes it really difficult to just farm them. Like if you knew the preset location that you could find one of them, you could just kind of, which I thought there was. I thought there was that they had preset locations when I did this quest originally, because I thought I sat at the bench and came back and found a bell in the same spot as before. But maybe I just got lucky. Or maybe they do have preset locations and I have not been that observant. I don't know for sure. Feel free to tell me. Sparky says deal. All right. That could be a fun... I don't know. I'm sure somebody's done it, and maybe it's not as hairy of a scenario as I'm making it out to be, but I just, like... I know that on my the most recent foray of mine that went into the slab without getting kidnapped, I went back there on this second playthrough file. I went back to the slab without getting kidnapped, and I still, even with all my stuff and going in prepared, so to speak, I still died in that gauntlet room. Even without getting kidnapped. So that has me a little bit like, okay, I really don't want to get kidnapped then, because that could be the end of the run. But if it were a thing that we were aiming for, then I would definitely, you know, we've got the second file that I can practice on. So maybe it would be, you know, it could be a fun thing to do. I have not been planning on it, though. And I don't feel like deviating the plan at this point. Time to go Crestless, Robeless, and Needleless on Steel Soul for the ultimate gamer move, Sparky. Exactly. Exactly. I as tantalizing as that sounds, I'm going to leave that one for later. Perhaps a later Akinar that is, you know, playing... The one that likes to eventually put on all bindings and do things the hard way. I'm not going to the bell way. What am I doing? Or I'm not riding the bell base here. I'm going down here. Apparently that's the first time I've been down here on this file. But that version of Akinar that does like to turn up the difficulty to 11. Maybe one day, perhaps I will do it, but it won't be on this file. Like I said, at least not on purpose. Okay, so there are rosaries to get and such here. And enemies to debate into hurtling themselves to their untimely demise. Blasted Steps has a memory locket, craft metal, and a couple other things, I think, but not a spool frag just yet. I will be making my way to Blasted Steps here, and maybe we'll do that sooner rather than later. I at least want to get the upgrade to the tool pouch before we go anywhere. Like the Blasted Steps, but I like the idea that the Blasted Steps has the Needle Strike. I'm very, very looking forward to getting that upgraded needle ability for some more powerful hits. And it shouldn't be too much trouble, because we just have to go through the conch flies, which the first iteration of them is not too bad. Should be a-okay. It's getting so hot outside, I'm melting. It's been, it has been warm in my neck of the woods as well, Chicken Sandwich. The AC is running for me today, as it will be for quite some time. Okay, I think we came this way already. Did you really do Pantheons with all bindings on? I have done Pantheons 1, 2, and 3 with all bindings, yes. I never quite got around to Pantheon 4, but I was spending some time, I do remember, before Silksong came out, quite a bit before Silksong came out. I was spending some time, this part of the floor as well, okay, practicing Pure Vessel on all bindings. And I was starting to get some wins. That was, starting to have some success, but I was, that fight on all bindings, my goodness. My goodness, you have to be so laser focused just to fight PV at all, and then because, you know, the moment that you lose that focus, that fight just goes sideways so fast. But then you gotta think about doing it with all bindings, and it becomes a whole nother hairy ball of wax. Okay, we're almost at full bells here, I think. What is our oh, 5? We still got 3 more of these things. Wild. I'm a glutton for punishment. What can I say, Sparky? What can I say? The worst, man, P3, let me tell you, all bindings Zote, oh my god. Oh, that was, if there was anything in all of Hollow Knight that I've ever really thought, this might not be for me. I might actually not be capable of this. All bindings Zote, that was the one that was, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. There's some memories there. I don't think I could just pick up... I definitely could not just pick things up, and there would be a significant D-rust if I was going to try to, for some reason, for some crazy reason, do that again. Where are these dang bells, though? Yeah, I knew that guy was going to be there. I knew you were going to be there. Do I even want to bother with these bells? They give me rosaries, I think. Rosaries are good. See, okay. See, one of them will just fall out randomly. Maybe it always falls out from this spot. I don't know. But it's that kind of stuff that makes me feel like this quest. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Okay. It's not necessarily the safest quest. I forgot we didn't talk to Bell Hermit. Got to talk to the Bell Hermit here. You let Zote die on your first playthrough, so he was never in. Your first playthrough was actually letting Zote die? Wow. I mean, there's no judgment in that at all. I totally sympathize with the choice. It's just, I think that's probably the unusual choice. I think most people probably are just instinctively. I'd be interested to know was there a conscious decision there to let Zote go, or did we just miss him, or feel free to. It wasn't intentional. I just ran past him and thought I could come back to it. Okay, that I kind of figured. Knowing what I know about Riley, I kind of would have been surprised if that was an intentional choice. Apparently there are 5 bell spawn points above the town, 7 below. When you approach a spawn point, it has a 25% chance to drop a silver bell. Leaving the area resets spawn points. Good to know. So you don't have to sit at a bench? Is that true? Sparky only ever did the bindings one at a time, except none on number 5. F that. Yeah, I mean, it's very useful to do the one at a time to unlock those wonderful lifeblood. And doing any bindings on any of the Pantheon content is a hurdle and an accomplishment all of itself. Pro strat on letting Zote die. How you doing there, 83? How are we doing tonight? I miss your Sekiro playthroughs. Oh man, I was actually going through some of my old Sekiro footage. I needed to clear up some hard drive space, and so there were some episodes from various series that we've recorded so far that needed to be dealt with in order to clear space, and so I was just reminded nostalgically of that wonderful Sekiro playthrough. Oops. Would be awesome if FromSoft ever decided to do anything more with Sekiro. It would be I would not be opposed to it. Okay, so let's just leave the area so we reset. And hopefully we will have our bells on the way down to Lottie. That's what's happened with you with other games, thinking you could just come back, but it turns out to be a point of no return. So many games are like that now, right? The way that FromSoft is... Oh, there's one. So, okay, cool. There we go. We're good. We good. While we're here, since we're close to Bellheart, let's just turn this in. And then we'll head down to Lottie. But yeah, FromSoft has kind of... At least as I perceive things, FromSoft has kind of been the catalyst toward that paradigm shift of how games work and how quests are designed and rolled out to the player. So many games are doing that, and it's, I think, for the most part, a good thing, because it makes the games feel a little less, I don't know, static. Makes your playthrough feel more unique. And it gives you a good reason to play the game again, you know? Alright. Oh, another one. Okay, cool. I do not have the positions of these guys memorized, so I'm not going to try it. Not going to go running helter-skelter through here. Even though we just came through, it would be so embarrassing to end our Steel Soul run because I decided to randomly sprint through the Belvane and take... Because those guys do double damage, you know? And you take enough hits in succession, they can go very badly. You accidentally glitched Ansbach and Freya's quest a little by doing that. Oh, that I could see being a very finicky one if you don't attend to it ASAP. It's so easy to mess up quests in DS3 and Shadow of the Erdtree by unintentionally sequence breaking. Does make you motivated to do second and third playthroughs. Riley, read my mind. Fromin, how you doing? Any scary moments so far? We have had a few. Not so much recently, but we did have one against Lace, I think. We were technically one hit away. I think we were on 2 masks. One potential hit away from death. We were 2 masks on 4th Chorus, which was unexpected. I would have thought that one would go more smoothly. I think there was one other 1 mask moment, but I don't remember. So far, it's been we've had our close calls, but we're hanging in there. Watching your Elden Ring playthrough feels like an eternity ago. It kind of feels, in some ways, it feels that way for me. But I also spent so much time doing it that it's yeah, an era for sure, an era. We can just do RB, right? Okay. And you are static on most of these. At least the early stages. Pilan. Oh. For some reason, I was expecting him to be in a slightly different spot. All right, there we go. Cool. Hola. Ever since starting OG Hollow Knight, I've developed a nervous habit of checking wikis for NPC quests and hiding most of the page with my hand to not spoil myself. Yeah, like that's one of those things that when I started becoming a more frequent user of the ChatGPT and things like that, I thought, oh, these might be a perfect use case for these sorts of situations where I want to look up one particular piece of information from a wiki, but I don't want to see everything else. All the other information, don't tell me. The problem is, at least I haven't tried this recently, but at least a few months back when I don't remember what it was, what game it was, but I think it might have been Blasphemous. When we were in the end game of Blasphemous, I was trying to like make sure that I had collected certain things, and I asked ChatGPT to help me out with a list of, I think, the charms, and it got most of the charms, but it had like a few of them that were just completely made up and weren't even charms. And I was like, okay, well, I can't trust the AI to help with this. Now, maybe the AI has gotten better. But yeah, when you go to the wiki on your own, yeah, you're gonna see things. Which, by the way, that reminds me, I will mention, I have not been fully spoiled on this, so don't tell me for sure, or don't tell me the details on this, but I have seen the very small snippet of information that there is a Steel Soul specific or a Steel Soul unique, and I guess maybe this is even spoilers for, maybe if somebody wants to play Steel Soul on their own and doesn't want spoilers, don't listen to me for the next 20 seconds. But there is a unique journal entry that is only available in Steel Soul mode. And I did not know that until I started to look up. I was going to confirm, have I killed all the enemies so far that we've, up to this point in the game? And I saw that entry and I was like, okay, nope, I'm out. I'm out. I'm glad at least that I made it to the discovery that we had last time, where we made it to Skinks. Do I remember the name correctly? We had a fun discovery there, and I'm very excited. Don't tell me anything, but I'm very excited about going over to grab our Silk Eater, because I'm not sure if it's going to be a Silk Eater. And if it is, then what are we going to get in return? Probably rosaries, but I don't want to know for sure just yet. Don't tell me. But we'll hopefully do that this episode. Hopefully. Oh, let's get our rosary necklace as well. Forgot we had another game here. One more. Uno más. Vabuma. Taking my time here, trying not to rush. Even though I kind of want to, because I've played this mini game several times now, and it's fun. But it's also one that I'm, you know, not necessarily wanting to spend my entire stream on. But I also don't want to, you know, if you rush, you're going to be spending more time on it than you intended in the first place. But I was kind of expecting when I did this game the first time, I kind of was thinking that they might really, like, rev up the speed on this ladybug. And it just never got insanely fast like I was thinking it was going to. So all in all, it turns out to be not the craziest minigame ever, you know? Okay, well, there's our first miss. I really should go for the back one. I don't like going for the ones that are higher. I try to get the ladybug at its lowest point just because for me it's easier to time things. That one does not go so low. All right, there we go. Cool. Unfortunately, not picture perfect, but it's adequate. Gets the job done. Fun detail, if you ignore this game, the tool pouch is a free pickup from this room in Act 3. I think I also did see that on the wiki page. I have looked at the wiki page for, like, the tool pouch upgrades, the mask, at least the Act 1 and Act 2 mask shard locations, as well as memory lockets and spool fragments. I've looked at those pages at least once. I think let me just exhaust dialogue with this guy. But that makes sense anyway, because we remember, rest in peace, Lottie. He did not make it through the Act 3 debacle. So, do we want to change any of our setup here in preparation for Skull Tyrant? I think I'm good with poison threefold and poison. Like, I could switch to straight pins, I guess. But Tyrant should not be that big a deal. And I'd rather have the threefold pins for just generally going through, being able to hit as much stuff as possible. We also should be able to get our... By the end of this stream, hopefully, we can get our Vesta Crest unlocked. I think we only need 3 more memory lockets. And there's at least one. There's one in the Marrow. There's one in the Blasted Steppes. And there's one more somewhere else that I don't remember at the moment. So let's just go ahead and start doing... Let's get Flint Beetle quest underway, and that will all happen as it happens. I just hate that all my wonderful rosaries go into spikes sometimes. I think we're going up here. Or not. Okay, where's this? Oh, no, he's down here. He is down on this level. He is down here. Okay. Get him in just a moment here. I've used both Claude and Perplexity so many times like that, just looking up one bit of info on a game without spoiling any other details. And most of the time, they're pretty helpful on that regard, but it does help. Like you have 2 of them listed there. That's kind of what you have to do. You have to use 2 to kind of confirm that one of them's not completely hallucinating. What are you planning to play after Inscription? That's a good question. That is a good question. I would like to... relatively soon put out a poll for the members to see. I need to decide what I am most looking forward to, and that's what I'll be putting on the poll. But I'm kind of wanting, like, if I had to name some of the games that I'm looking forward to, one of them is Blasphemous 2. Like, right now we are kind of doing some Metroidvania stuff with Silksong, but and I don't know how long Steel Soul is going to go, assuming we're able to continue it all the way to the end. But Blasphemous 2 would be a fun one to go and play because they've just released an expansion or a DLC or some additional content, free content for Blasphemous 2, so it would be a great time to jump back into that. Or jump into Blasphemous 2, I should say. You say you would love to see some Hades 2. That's another game that's really on my radar. I don't think Sparky has played that one yet, and neither have I. It's in my library, just like Blasphemous 2, and I really want to play it. Either off camera or on camera, and if enough people want to see me do it here on the channel, then maybe that would be the next one that we could think about. So we'll see. There are some options. There are options for sure. Okay, I don't have these Flint Beetles down at. I suppose that's one thing I could have done, would have been to put on the Magma Bell, although we didn't take double damage. Do any of their attacks do double damage? Did the Flint Beetles do double damage at all? So I don't know if Magma Bell is even worth it. Hades 2 is fantastic. Restarted the game myself just last week after having about 70 hours in it from early access. I can only imagine after spending so many... What did I put? Like 300 hours into Hades? Some of that was streamed. Hades was kind of one of those in-between games where I streamed some of it, but then a lot of it I played on my own. So... But if I go to if I do jump into Hades 2 and people want to see it, I would love to record it on the channel. I've heard that I saw a little blurb that the Darren Korb and the folks at Supergiant are doing like an actual live concert of the Hades music over in Europe. I didn't look too closely at it because I'm probably not going to watch since I haven't actually played number 2 just yet. I've not gotten these rosaries. Okay. Not gotten those yet, apparently. We could grab the Mask Shard. I think maybe we'll do that real quick, because I don't feel... I did practice this Gauntlet Room a couple times, just to be sure that this was going to be, not too bad. So I think we'll go ahead and take care of this while we're here. Just use our tools. Don't be afraid to use your tools, and, your Threadstorm, and everything will be fine. Kind of meant to do. Kind of meant to do. See, that's the one part there where that can get a little bit hairy if you get sandwiched in the middle of all those guys. But then Threadstorm is just so good against pretty much everything. Threadstorm is the best. I love it. All right, a little bit slobby there, but everything is fine. Okay, I don't think we have anything to get from Forge Daughter. I think we've gotten everything that we can from her. We've been having to sail the unfriendly seas of stream buffering, Sparky, so it's not too surprising that we've already had a little bit of it. Doesn't look too bad at the moment. Threadstorm for the win. Yes. Like, we'll use some other silk skills here and there. Sharp Dart we'll have some time in the sun, I'm sure, during Steel Soul. But it's gonna be tough to get me off of Threadstorm for a lot of fights. Now, with that said, I am, as much as I have been playing on that alternate file, I have not gotten to Act 3 yet. And so I have not spent any time practicing Act 3. We don't want to go up here. So yeah, I am aware of one hairy... Oh, we want to go here, actually. One hairy moment in Act 3 that it hadn't occurred to me yet, but I was watching Ola, who has been hanging out in the stream here and there. Ola had just got into Act 3 herself. Damn it. That was a guy? That was a guy? See, it's that kind of random stuff that does have me... When you're playing Steel Soul and that stuff happens, you're like, is that going to be the thing? Is that going to be the thing that that gets me... See, here I'm going to just use some tools because I don't want to have both of these guys... I don't want to deal with both of those guys in a tight, confined area. Just not even going to deal with it. There's another one. Okay, I knew that other guy's coming. But the opening of Act 3 has the moment where... Oh yeah, this also, the guy down here... I don't think there's... Is there any reason to go in this hole other than for shell shards? Like, I do want the shell shards. And I guess I can... I don't know. I know there's this thing as well, right? You gotta get that out of the way. And... Okay. It's not even... It's just the shell shards from the enemy. I thought there was a shell shard stashed down there. There's not even that. Not even that. Maybe this is where the shell shards are. Damn it. Fortunately, those guys don't deal double damage. Rosaries is even better than shell shards, though. I thought he got me. Thought he got me. Everything is just that much more tense when you're doing Steel Soul. Oh yeah, there's a silk charge up here. I forgot about that. All right, so we were fine no matter what. Everything is fine. Yes, From, and you might notice that I have been most of the time extending the duration of my Threadstorms. That was a tip that my sister gave me during my first playthrough. One of the very few things, you know, I'm not really one for those sorts of... Well, it depends. Like, if somebody asks in a nice way, I'm much more open to the backseating than the unsolicited advice or offerings of secret, hidden knowledge. But when people ask very nicely, then I'm a little more open to it. And it's my sister, so I was like, yes, okay, you can tell me. Tell me the good insider's knowledge. And it's an OP one, an OP bit of knowledge to know. Those two Killiks were the ones that killed your first Steel Soul run. Bro, those... I've been in some... I don't know if they've killed me, but I've been in some rough spots going through in the... Like, when you're first there without a dash, I can see that's one of the spots... Well, no, wait a second. How could you get up there without a dash? So I must be thinking of a different set of... Because there's another set where there's two Killiks, right? In a different part of the Marrow. Even with a dash, though, I guess, you know, they're two Killiks and there's spikes right behind them. They knock you back into the spikes, and before you know it, you're dead. Oh, yeah, I never got done talking about it. Act 3 starts... Oh, interesting. Ah, There is a... Okay, this is something I didn't know for sure, Riley. And I was wondering to myself if you could save and quit in order to get a mask refill. Ooh. Because if you don't, you are starting Act 3 on 4 masks. And no tools. No nothing. And you are making your way down into a pretty hairy gauntlet. I do have in the stream title that this is a no save and quit run, and that's what I have been planning on doing. I will need to be practicing that start of Act 3, won't I? Because that could be the eye of the needle that we need to thread. Holy crap. Well, we don't have to worry about that right now, though, at least. I think in most cases you are expected to die at the start of Act 3, Framen, but when you're playing Steel Soul, no luxuries can be had. No such luxuries are allowed. Oh, he doesn't really get hit by those, does he? Dude, really? It's like every place that I was gonna stand, he was gonna spam with the boulders. Almost got hit with the boulders as I was getting the killing blow there. That went much quicker than I was thinking it would, but I think the poison man and the tools, the polyp pouch does good work. If you throw multiple poison tools at one time, do they stack their damage, or would it simply replace the dot effect? There's even a third option. I'm not sure either of those. The third option in my mind is like it works in Dark Souls, right? Where you once you poison something, you can't even refresh the dot. The dot just ticks down. Well, I mean, you could refresh the dot maybe yourself if it's a dot on you. Actually, how does that work? In Dark Souls, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you poison the enemy, you can't re-up the dot, right? It just ticks down, and once it's out, then you can reapply the dot. Maybe I'm wrong about that, though. Skull Tyrant is an underrated boss, you think? Repetitive but good flow. What are your top 5 bosses in the game? Top 5 bosses in the game. It's not a question that I have put a ton of thought into, but I think my favorite boss overall, just in terms of the overall experience, is still Phantom. Simply because the boss is a lot of fun, but also it's my favorite musical track in the game. The combination of boss plus music is just still S tier for me. I also would put in that list... Is this double Killick that I'm thinking about? Because this is a double Killick, isn't it? Yeah, I think this is the one I was thinking of. That you could potentially misposition things and not have a dash and get in the wrong spot. It could happen if you're not careful. Lost Lace is another one that I really love, just because it's the toughest boss in the game. It's the boss that demands you the most getting good. It asks the most from the player, and it's just such a fun boss to actually get good at. Lost Lace is a really good one. What others would I put in that list? What others would I put up there? I know I really enjoyed the Cogwork Dancers. Once again, kind of from an experience perspective. The overall, you know, it's not the toughest boss in the world, but it's so much fun. The dance, the music and the dance and the experience is just a ton of fun. And that's what makes it, I don't know if it's in my top 5, though. Let's keep thinking about the bosses here, because there are a lot of good bosses. I guess Carmelita might be in that list as well, because she's also a boss that demands so much getting good, and there's a really fun flow when you do get into it. What about you? What's your top 5? I haven't really listed my top 5 yet, but I suppose I need to think about it. Okay, I really don't want to be fucking with these guys too much, but I'm clearing the way as I'm going here, which is what I always do. Clearing the way once we actually get to the Flint Beetle. And, I guess we'll put some traps. Oh, but the traps, he fucks with our traps. Oh, did I hit him with one of them, though? Because he was already dead. Okay, so I must have gotten at least one hit there with the, maybe it was the trap over here did some damage that I didn't notice. We're killing stuff relatively quickly, which is good. Oh, the other reason to come this direction is that there is a memory locket here. So we're in the neighborhood. Let's get that. Come on. Come on. Toughest gauntlet in the game, guys. Close one. Memory locket, though. Let's go. Oh, I did forget about First Sinner. That's a good call. First Sinner has got to be in the discussion. I did momentarily forget. I have not practiced First Sinner on my alternate file. That's a boss that I was saving for much later. In the Steel Soul plan, at least. Crawfather for the win. Big Angry Pigeon, go Burr. Crawfather is a fun one. I've forgotten everything that Crawfather does. That's another one I'll have to practice. Riley says Grohl the Goat. Sparky's also a Grohl fan. Okay. Trobio as well. Which Trobio? Both? All of the above? I think the FromSoft Poison is the build-up way. I'm not sure, though, since I never did much with Poison outside of Rot Dragon Breath, which I would use once per fight. Yeah, the good old Rot Dragon Breath. That's a good one. So powerful. And then, was it Rot Dragon Breath, or was it it was the Scarlet Aeonia that I started doing. I don't know if I was using the Rot Dragon Breath that much earlier on. Were you just memeing, Sparky? Okay. Oh, you can't lose Steel Soul to First Sinner because she doesn't technically kill you. That is another one. Okay, you're not sure, though, so you should check that. Yeah, you would think that it would work similarly to the dream bosses, the memory bosses. First Sinner's got to be top 3, if not number 1. So much fun. How could I forget? First Sinner was an absolute blast. We can take this off the screen now. Oh, apparently there were some shell shard pickups here that I missed. So I guess we can go get those. And then feel free to remind me where the last Flint Beetle is here if I'm wandering around aimlessly. I do not have their positions memorized. And maybe I should heal as well. Let's just go ahead and top off. And it was this room. Apparently there's some shell shards. Sure enough. Can take those off. And then this room as well. Oh, that one. Yep, I see it. I see it. I was just over here, too. And I forgot to do this. Okay, the other one's like over on the far side, isn't it? So we can take this off the map. We can take this off the map. We've done this now. It's all the way on the other side of the Marrow, I think. The last Flint Beetle is the northwest region below where Chakra was originally. Thank you. So I guess we're heading back the way we just came. Not the most efficient pathing here, but we're not speedrunning this. Not yet, at least. Maybe one day. Not speedrunning Steel Soul. That's not happening, but speedrunning in general, going for the speedrun achievements, maybe. Refill our tools here. And you said it's in the room where Chakra was, which should be below the Bellway. In the room or below where Chakra was? Below. So like below like not that. Okay, now I'm just being a dingus. Let's probably down into the room below is what we're talking about. This way. This way. Here we go. Here we go. Right in perfect spot. Well, in that case, we did find something that Threadstorm doesn't completely block, which is a rolling Flint Beetle. Duly noted. Okay, back to Bone Bottom. Oi! Saved. Oops. Oops. Oh, and this Bone Bottom is literally right here. There it is. All right, give me my rosaries and a memory locket. That's right, we get a memory locket from the Flint Beetle quest. So that gives us now 3, is that correct? Heavy rosary necklace as well. We have 3 memory lockets. So we need 1 more. Right, it's not Hunter's Crest. So we need... This is 4 at the moment. We can have 7. Right now we have 8 unlocked slots. We need to get to 12. Right, yeah. So we need 1 more memory locket, which is in the Blasted Steppes. Oh, and we get to do our life-saving bridge. Okay. Which I really don't want because it's kind of in the way, but we can always break it if we want. So just turn in the donation. Do the donation. It's fine. It's fine. Chakra is actually a very fun boss fight as well. That is true. Is Chakra one that can end your Steel Soul run? I don't remember exactly what happens there if you actually get a cocoon. I think you do, don't you? Are you going to try to get the purple tormented Trobio Quill? I am. I'm not sure if it was you who originally like said in the comments that this was a thing, but somebody in the comments said it. And therefore I knew of its existence. But otherwise, how could I know of its existence unless... This is one of those that I'm okay knowing about because I do want to get it. I love having like really rare cosmetic things. It's one of those things in World of Warcraft that I probably spent way too much time going for particular mounts and other really hard to get things or really rare drops. But yeah, I want to get that quill I want to get the purple quill. So we're holding off on that quill as long as possible. Rarest item in the game by far. It sure seems like it because, man, you got to wait a long time to get it. You don't think that that you can lose a run to Chakra, but she's also not needed for 100%. Okay. Okay. All right. Should we go to the Wormways, guys? How about we go to the Wormways and get us a Plasmium tool. Oh, there's also a memory locket in the Wormways. So we can get that Vestacrest slot before. Huh, should we go to the Wormways first or go to Blasted Steppes first? If we go to the Wormways, we'll have the Plasmium Phial. And the Plasmium Phial could be a good thing to have as we're making our way through the Blasted Steppes, just in case, because I'm not necessarily the expert. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in combat against judges or the conch flies. So, what did I mark here? I think this is me marking a general. Should we go to Wormways sort of thing? So we could make our way across. We could also get the rosaries from this guy. I think let's... What would I rather do? What would I rather do? Let's go to the Wormways first. There is a tool in the Wormways as well. Other than the Plasmium Phial? Is there a different tool there? That's the one I was thinking of. I'd say do it now if you can. It's an easy locket, and the file may be helpful for the mist. Ah, the mist as well. That's true. That's true. I don't know if we're doing the mist tonight. Probably not gonna have time to get to the mist just yet. But yeah, that's a good. My latest attempt making my way through the mist on the alternate file went pretty smoothly. I did have the Plasmium Phial along for the ride, just in case, but things did go fairly smoothly. I was decently attuned to the traps, and I feel like I'm pretty comfortable fighting against the wraiths. But still good to have that Plasmium Phial. Did you ever combine Plasmium Phial with Architect's Crest? Not yet, but I have thought about it. Because it sounds, if you have the shell shards, that is, it sounds like it could be like infinite health. Like it can't literally be infinite health because you have to have silk in order to replenish your tools. But it gets you more masks per silk bind, theoretically, than you would from a regular heal, right? Because you can get, what's the maximum Plasmium Phial space? I should gotta fill up my tools here real quick. Is it 7? 6 or 7? I'm not sure. Whatever the Plasmium Phial tops out at, being able to, because I would think another thing I haven't tried yet, but I've thought about it, is the sling tool that lets you double your tool output, your tool DPS. Would that also that should also apply to the Plasmium Phial, correct? So you should be able to get double masks from the Plasmium Phial. And so you could very quickly refill 6 masks per bind. I think that's what you're getting at there, Ramen. If there's something more to it than that, I'm just wondering if I want to know. But I suppose if there is more to it, feel free to let me know. There is another tool besides the file in Upper Wormways. In Upper Wormways, another tool. Oh, you are exactly right. I don't think of it as a tool because there's a part of my OG Hollow Knight brain that will forever think of these and these as charms. And these, the red guys, as tools. But the blue and yellow ones are also technically tools. They're all tools. And you're right. In Steel Soul, or I should say in the regular game mode, the Dead Man's Purse exists in the Wormways. Don't tell me, guys. This is one of the surprises that I have realized that I'm now looking forward to seeing in Steel Soul for myself. The Dead Man's Purse doesn't exactly make a lot of sense in Steel Soul mode. Has Team Cherry actually replaced the Dead Man's Purse with something that is more useful for Steel Soul? Don't tell me. We'll be there soon enough. Oh, that one set off the other. That one set off the other. I am not fucking around with this guy, though. Poison for the win. Keeping my distance. Keeping my distance at all costs. And filling up my journal with an additional entry. I think you're right, Riley, about the fact that the journal, we're not going to be able to get it to 100 entries before we get to Act 2. But we can set things up so that not far into Act 2, we can get 100 entries. So we'll be making a very brief detour into Bilewater in order to just notch a couple... Well, get a couple notches in our journal tool belt in terms of enemy entries, because I think that'll just knocking out a couple extra entries in Bilewater will help us on our way to that 100 mark for completing News Quest. Okay, we're already full on Silk here. The dead bugs, or the dead man's, it's the dead bugs purse, actually, isn't it? Whatever it's called. That is, I think it's actually right here, isn't it? Isn't this it? They did do something new. The Shell Satchel. A brand new charm for Steel Soul. Quick access container formed from an old shell. Increases the quantity of crafted tools. Wow. 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 Now I kind of want another Vestacrest slot. Now I need that Vestacrest. Wow. I wonder how much it increases it by. Don't tell me yet. We'll find out in a moment. That's cool, guys. That's so cool. What's up, Olaf? Welcome in. We're finding something new here in Steel Soul. I don't know if you have plans for Steel Soul or not, but this is something that doesn't exist in the regular game, and we have just learned it because Team Cherry is awesome, and they have added unique entries specifically for Steel Soul. Hope you're having a good one, Ola. How did your stream go today? I saw the notification, but didn't get a chance to drop by. How are things going in Act 3? I think of them in the same way. Wait, what are we talking about here? I gotta catch up on chat. Gotta catch up. We found the other tool, Riley. Oh my god. Oh no, it's the Greedy Grinner? Wait, what? Huh? Even I didn't know this existed? There it is, Froment. There it is. Act 3 is terrifying, and I love it. We were talking about how I was watching your stream, Ola, when you made it into Act 3, and somebody in chat was saying, like, yeah, this is basically the toughest moment in all of Steel Soul. Could have just been their opinion, but it put it on my radar for sure, the fact that you start that act with 4 masks, and then have to go into a terrifying gauntlet. It definitely was something that I noted away in my mental reservoir. I love this replacement because the old tool from the original game is probably the single most useless in the whole game. I know. I don't think I ever equipped it one time, Riley. I don't think I ever equipped it. This feels like it might be a perma-equip. I don't know. We're so dependent on tools. And I want to see how much it actually increases our tool space. This is so exciting. So exciting. I love it, man. One of the perks of playing Steel Soul. Hi, bestie.
That's fine.
Thankfully, that gauntlet isn't massive, I guess. It doesn't take... Well, I don't know. I don't remember what enemies are in it. I just know they're all infested by the Abyss. So they deal double damage. And I only have 4 masks. You gotta get your silk up quick and heal and be practiced. Be ready to deal with whatever gets thrown at you. Okay, I think we can afford the map here. Not buying that quill. Holding off on that quill, but we might just go ahead and purchase the compass just because it's another tool that we're going to get eventually in order to help us unlock the Architect's Crest. So I think this is... I think we grab this. If anything, I was thinking of just putting it in the Vestacrest slot, but we have an option now. Yeah, and of course, we can see if that's it. I mean, I don't see why it shouldn't, Framen, stack with the increased Plasmium File masks, right? That should at least, I would think, get us one additional mask if we needed max survivability. But at the same time, max DPS is also a thing to think about in terms of survivability. The faster that you kill the enemy, the faster you get through the encounter. So that, in some world, the best defense is a good offense. In many worlds, you could argue. You also have no tools equipped for that gauntlet either. Yeah, I know. 4 masks and no tools. And they give you Silk Spear, I think, right? You're stuck with Silk Spear. Not Threadstorm. My trusty Threadstorm. I'm taking this compass. Okay. All right. Pashanka. Oh, there is nothing over here. Okay. That's it. That's it. Right, now we got this room. There is the thing at the... Oh, right, we need to open up the pathway from the other side. So we'll go up before we go down. Pick up our rosaries. And then I think there is a flea, if I remember correctly. What is the most recent thing that you've done in your Act 3 adventures, Ola? We do stream practice on the alternate file from, and especially boss fights. But we'll also be practicing some of the more hairy gauntlets. And I have a special message that I put up on screen. Let me see if I got it here. This when we're on the practice file, that's what you'll see. Well, you will know when it is practice mode. It will be on screen. Flee, be free. Okay. Did I did not buy the simple key, did I? I did not buy the simple key. Oopsie. We still have enough rosaries for it, fortunately. 1 second. Hold the phone. We'll be right back. Hey, Mabian. What's up, buddy? Mabian is here. Hope you're staying cool, my friend. Welcome on in. You'll probably want to practice Mount Fae as well. That's what killed my run. Oh, Mount Fae got you, huh? Mount Fae got you. I actually just practiced Mount Fae off camera yesterday. I literally just played that yesterday. And it went pretty smoothly. I had the Plasmium file on just in case, but I was feeling pretty good about the platforming. You know, there's some spots where if you fall in the water and you can take a little too much damage too quickly, it's probably worth another practice run just to be sure. But I at least felt good about that attempt yesterday. Trying to stay cool. Sun definitely has different ideas. I know. and it's like my apartment faces the west, and so I get the maximum exposure in the heat of the afternoon. But fortunately, this week is not. It's the temperature is dipping back down a little this week. We just briefly hit 100 for a few days over the weekend, but temperatures are dipping back down now for us. We'll see how long that stays. We got pretty fortunate, I'd say, last summer. Last summer was maybe the mildest summer that I can remember. There were not too many really crazy, like 100. Did we even get over 110 at any point? I know like a couple summers ago there was like a 120 or something that we had, which has happened before. It's the Central Valley. It just happens from time to time. But last summer was real nice. We'll see what this one is. See how this one goes. A Freyer, welcome in. How you doing? Amazing to see it still run 1. We're hanging in there. We're doing our best. Also, is there or could there be a boss counter to track overall progress for those of us who just pop in and out? Interesting. How would that look? It's. Are you like saying like the upcoming boss is like we just got done with Widow, so we could say last boss beaten Widow. I suppose that's something I could put on screen. Next boss target is Phantom. I don't know why I'm sitting here hitting these guys. Do I want to go? Let's go. Well, no, let's go to what's his face first. So we have our Plasmium file. Just make a beeline for the doc. I want to call him Doc Ock. For some reason, he makes me think of Doc Ock. But we could maybe do something like that. Maybe. I'll put a little thought into it, or if you have some suggestions, I'm open to hearing. Let's, we'll put a... This is not where I am at the moment, but we'll put a claw line mark over there to hopefully remind me about Sharp Dart at some point. What's up, buddy? Make sure you have rosaries after Last Judge to pay for the bench. We're not going to be doing Last Judge, at least not for a very long time. We're going to Phantom. And so we will not be going directly to Underworks after Last Judge, or after at the beginning of Act 2. We will be able to make our way to Songclave, and probably, I think the plan is going to be to try to make a beeline for the Pale Oil, which means we will have to go through Cogwork Dancers, but I've also been practicing that one off stream a little bit, and it has felt pretty good. So I think we can go through Cogwork Dancers, get the Pale Oil, and then head for Clawline. And then head for Double Jump. I think that's the order of operations. We want to get Pale Oil, Clawline, more or less, and then Double Jump, more or less in that order. Without, we'll pick up like some spool fragments and mass shards here and there as we come across them. But if it's too complicated, I don't want it to be a distraction. I can also just ask. Thanks for the update. No problem. No problem. We are going to be going at some point here for the Conchfly fight. Hopefully that's not too bad to get us to the Pinstress. Maybe we'll get to that this stream. We will see. But then the big boss hurdle next is going to be Phantom. Making it through the mist, and then taking on Phantom, which will probably be next stream. Yeah, the alternate Act 2 start feels, now that I've done it a few times, so much safer than going through the Last Judge. Oh, man. I know with enough practice and get gooding, I could do the Last Judge to be our conclusion to Act 1, but man, waiting to get more masks and more tool upgrades and everything just feels like it's going to make that fight so much less of a heartbreaker. You can actually skip Underworks after beating Last Judge as well. It is possible to get directly to Coral Chambers from Grand Gate at that point. I was wondering about the tip on the having the rosaries to pay for the bench in Underworks, because I thought to myself, now that I didn't know this for a while in the first playthrough, but you can jump up and hit those scales at the Grand Gate, right? So you can jump up those scales to get into the Coral Chambers, can you not, if you are coming from that direction? Okay, I think the first Plasmium pickup is in this room, if I remember correctly. I think it's over here, in fact. Yup. Okay. What else is over here? That part, I haven't gotten. I have not committed to memory. Wait, this is where we came up, isn't it? Yep, this is where we came up. Okay, so we actually want to go down. Let's go down. Down, down, down. And I'll get a hydrate. Okay, so then this was where we came in, correct? Yes, okay, this is where you come in. So now we go down further. Even further. And this is where things start to get confusing and topsy-turvy, and you've got bugs coming at you from every direction, but fortunately you have Threadstorm. Okay, let's go, before we go that way, let's go down here, because I think there is a Plasmium spot down here. Let's keep filling up our silk as well. Yeah, right here. And there's a memory locket if we keep going, right? As well as our alternate entry into the Chapel of the Wanderer. Right here. Oh, and there's rosaries here. Okay. But is there no memory locket? Maybe that's in the other room. The memory locket must be elsewhere. Memory locket must be elsewhere. It is further to the west, Riley says. Okay, alright. God damn it. I thought I was grabbing the ledge. That's what I thought I was doing. The ledge had other ideas. The memory locket is down here? Question mark? Nope. Ah, the fucking deep nest treatment. The fucking deep nest treatment, guys. Okay, I need to be careful here. Lock in. So satisfying to see those little Gromlades bullied with Threadstorm, right? You just got to make sure you keep charging up your silk, but they do not know how to handle the thread storm. It's part of why I love this thing so much. Okay, so this... That... I think the memory locket is this way. It's gotta be this way, right? There we go. Okay, we have our 4. And that means we get a Vestacrest slot very soon. How are you supposed to get out of here without taking damage? How do you do it? Oh, I know how you do it. I learned this. I learned this the other day and I forgot it. The way you do it is this. This is how you do it, guys. The wall has a spot for you. There's always a way for the no-hit people to have their way. Where there's a will, there's a no-hit way. I just wish every wall was like that. But not every wall has that little space. Okay, one more plasmium slot, or one more bud. One more plasmium bud. And then over here is Mr. Zango, but we don't care about him. There's our plasmium. Do you plan on prioritizing the needle upgrade from the food guy early into Act 2? We will see about that. I don't know how early you mean, but it's probably not going to be before we get double jump. I feel like, you tell me what you think, Riley, but the plan that I just said a moment ago is that I want to get the... I want to try to make a beeline for the high halls, go through Cogwork Dancers into high halls to get us that first pale oil upgrade. That's like our first priority. And then once we have that, then I feel pretty good about going through White Ward to get to the Underworks and getting us a claw line. And then once we have claw line, we make a beeline for Mount Fae. That feels like a pretty... Oh, not this way. That feels like a pretty good chain of events to start Act 2. Because once you have double jump, you're just so much more survivable, right? There are a couple gauntlets along the way, as well as Cogwork Dancers that we would need to make sure we're practiced on. But I feel that we can get through those without too much trouble. I rushed that. Ah, Riley didn't know about the wall strat. I completely discovered it by accident. I happened to be, maybe not by accident, but I was thinking to myself, playing off camera, I was like, how are you supposed to get back up that way without getting hit? I felt like that was a very unfair thing to do. And it was at that moment that I just happened to realize that there looked like there was a space. Thank you for that subscription, Kev Getcha. Welcome, welcome. Although, I suppose you could be subscribing without being on the stream. I don't know. Whether you're watching or not, welcome to the channel. But I happened to notice that the The Grom was shifted ever so slightly to the right, and it's like, is there a space there? Sure enough, there is. It's worth getting the quest early, because if you have the quest, you can pick up some of the easier items for it from NPCs. Oh, I see. Okay. Sure. I mean, we're going to be making our way through the Citadel, and it wouldn't be out of the way at all to just drop by the... What's the NPC's name? It's not the Honorable. It's not the Ageless. But he has, like, some... superlative or something that he is part of his title. The dude we get the fancy Gourmand quest from. Without having the quest active, you can only get Crust Nut, and Muck Maggot. Got it. Yeah, okay, so like the Moss Stew and those things like that. Sure. That makes sense. Okay, Plasmium File, get. So now we can... Well, do we put this on? Do I put this on because I'm heading to... Let's do a quick test, actually. Let's just do a quick test here. We get 4 right now. But then, if we put on our shell satchel... Whoa, it gives us another 2. Loyal Merwin, thank you, Riley. You get 2 additional... That is amazing. Did I also see it went from 15 to 20? We have an increase. It's like a 30. Well, in the case of the file, it was a 50% increase. In the case of the threefold pins, it was a 33% increase. That is wild. That is huge, Sparky. Oh my God. Wow. We really need to go get that Vestacrest. Let's do that next. And I will go ahead and... We don't need the Magnetite Brooch for that, so let's make our way. Let's make our way. Now, with that said, I still like having my Polyp Pouch on, and I don't... Remind me, what is the interaction when it comes to Plasmium File and Polyp Pouch? It gives you a mask, but only for a brief amount of time, right? And then it, like, explodes into a Dung Defender sort of situation, right? Or a Defender's Crest, I should say. Doesn't it do that? It gives like a stinky odor AoE effect? Or is there more to it? Feel free to explain what the interaction is on that one. I'm open to that. I think in general, though, I like keeping the Sting Shards on here. And it goes from 9 to 12, it looks like. 33% increase. That is huge. It is like an extra tool pouch. That is crazy. Wow, what an upgrade. God damn. Double jump will hopefully eliminate a lot of close calls. Yeah, I want to get that double jump ASAP. And now that I know how relatively early you can get it, that's what we're going to be doing. We just tested it from, and it is it goes from 4 to 6. 50% more masks. Huge. Absolutely huge. Let's go get a Vestacrest so we can put this thing on maybe permanently. How far can I get just holding down the right trigger? All right. Hey, our bridge is there. Just in time for me to have to go all the way around to get back to Ava. We came here for... Wait, are we... We didn't... No, yeah, we have to upgrade the... Which I guess we could do at Ava. We'll do it here before we go. Let's upgrade our crest situation. I think I'm going to unlock the Wanderer Crest slots, because maybe I will use this to do some farming. And I'd like to have, like, all my yellow slots if I'm going to do farming for rosaries or shell shards or anything like that. So we'll unlock the Wanderer's Crest before we unlock the slots on the Reapers. That's not what I meant to do. right. And then, maybe it doesn't matter too much, but I'm probably just going to put another red slot on the Reapers. But I don't plan on using Reapers for... I don't know. We might never use Reapers. I don't know. We'll see. It might just be there to get us Ava upgrades. Oh, I didn't mean to actually stick with the crest. My bad. After I just said, we're not going to be using Reapers. Runs off with Reapers. Okay, now that is one little... Am I... So we switched. I don't want to do this again because I feel like I just. So I'm noticing, Riley. Feel free to fill me in here, but it looks like we might be spending extra shards to use this shell satchel. Because when I came back to the Hunter's Crest, it was initially 15 and 9 on the 2 tools, and I unpaused it and it refilled them, spending more shards, even though we had just filled these up a little while ago. It looks like maybe, unless it refunded me the shards and I didn't notice, it looks like you might have some interaction here that spends your shards inadvertently when it refills the extra slots from the shell satchel. Now, perhaps, I guess we could test it here and see. Yeah, Garden Zombie, welcome in, and you're confirming that that is the case. If you unequip and re-equip, it uses shell shards. Okay. Okay. Now, I suspect that we might be able to get around that if we're using the Vesta Crest. If that goes in the Vesta Crest slot, perhaps that's no longer an issue. I hope that's the case. Because, otherwise, I guess I'll be doing some shell shard farming. How you doing there, Garden Zombie? Hope you're having a good one. Time to enter the Blue Man group, oh god. Is there a schedule for streams? There is not. I have not made this an officially regular thing just yet. Yeah, just because things fluctuate enough on a day-to-day basis for me that I can't actually set a stream. Well, I don't want to set a stream schedule. Maybe I could and maybe I should, but it's still in my mind is... Oh, goddammit. It's still in my mind is not the main focus of the channel. We're having fun with the Steel Soul over here. But we have been playing it a lot, right? I've been enjoying doing it, so maybe it's less of a side secondary focus as I was thinking of it. We'll see. No schedule at the moment though. Ola says relatable. You feel me on that, Ola? Do you have a set schedule? Do you just kind of stream whenever? That's kind of what I've been doing with the Steel Soul. And so far it's working out. At least for me. But I'm sure if you do have a schedule, and the more often that you stream, the more regularly and the more often that you stream probably gets more viewers. So there is a trade-off there. I can't believe I never even noticed the bridge there. I must have broken it somehow immediately after paying for it. I think you can. I think I saw in Apocalypse playthrough, I want to say that he actually was able to break the bridge from above. Like, I know you can pretty easily break it from below, but I think he actually just pogoed it over and over and over and over and eventually broke it. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think that's what you can do. I think that's the thing. You just stream whenever the moon arises. Your days are too hard to predict. I know. I know. I know. And sometimes it comes down to weather as well. Like, if it is in the summer and it's incredibly hot on a particular day, then, like, it's already kind of pushing the boundaries. Today is a day where I look at my thermometer and it's like 82 in this room, even though I've got the AC. I just have a little wall AC unit that you can probably see behind me. And that thing is, like, trying its best to keep this room at a hospitable level. But in the summer, it just can't keep up on some days. And those are often days where I'm like, you know, I would love to stream, but I'm going to be sweating to the oldies. All right, are we breaking the bridge, folks? I think we're breaking the bridge. Is there any reason for me to keep the bridge in place? Are there game events or NPC interactions that depend on the bridge being in place? Because otherwise, I'm going to get this shit out of here. Because it's in my way. If you fall from higher above, it'll break instantly. Well, let's do that. If we're going to break it, that's how we're going to skydive. So maybe you think what's happened to you, chicken? You just smacked into it from above after messing around trying to find the courier bug. Sparky broke the bridge and then felt so bad about it. I did not feel bad about breaking the bridge. I did feel bad about getting the statue busted, right? The statue that eventually gets built here. I didn't feel so good about the statue getting busted. Yeah, see, I did wonder about that, Framen, and that's another a game event that has I have seen that happen. I have seen that happen on a second playthrough, but I also have seen it not happen when I've reloaded that second playthrough to an earlier checkpoint, and I don't know exactly what I don't want to know either. I want it to remain a mystery for now. One day I'll look it up on a wiki or something, or somebody will tell me. A Twitch chat, I'll read it. And I'll know what exactly the specific triggers are. Maybe it's actually just RNG. Maybe it's just RNG. But I did wonder to myself the fact that the bridge was in place and I witnessed those events with a certain funeral. Oh my god, you got your statue built and 5 seconds later the tyrant showed up. I don't remember when it was. I think it was quite a ways after. I think the tyrant actually showed up quite late for me, Ola, but I don't know for sure. You definitely reminded me of something that I apparently in my was it episode 4 or episode 5 where we get the polyp pouch from Greyroot, and the Greyroot's talking about like the birth approaching or something like that. And I guess I kind of jokingly called. I totally forgot about it by the time we got to the actual Witchcrest quest. But I guess I kind of jokingly predicted, oh, certainly we're not going to be giving birth to any sort of like crazy foreign unseemly being or anything. I don't remember what my exact wording was, but Ola commented on that, and that was pretty funny. Looking back on the early Silksong days. Where do we have to fall exactly? Where do we actually have to fall? I didn't think about lining this up. It's going to be a little bit left of the elevator, right? It's a little bit left of the elevator, so like right here. First try. Boom. Thank you for confirming, by the way, Riley. The bridge does nothing. So the bridge is out of my game, dork. Let's put this over in the Vestacrest slot. No! It's gonna do it again, man. It's gonna spend my shards. I don't want it to go there. I can't. See, I have to take it off. So I cannot move. I was hoping that I could, like, move it directly over to the Vestacrest, but oh my god. It doesn't refund me the shards either. Okay, so this shell shat... Yeah, easy for me to say. She sells... shell shackles by the seashore. I want this to go over here, and then I want it to never move, because otherwise it's just going to keep god damn it, we're almost out of shards because of this she shackle. Okay, let's look at our map. Where are we at here? Where are we at? We've done the wormways. We'll come back for Sharp Dart at some point. Or as Ola likes to call it, Shart. We shartin'. We did this. We did that. There are... Oh yeah, there was this thing. There was this thing. I kind of want to do... At some point, we'll go back to Hunter's March for that business. And there's, of course, this business. There is some stuff. Oh, yeah, there's still a lot to do, man. Do you all want to see... I mean, we want to do everything on stream, right? Like, I was thinking to myself, like, maybe there are some parts that I could just do off camera. But there, you know, there could always be some tense... You never know when there are going to be tense moments that pop up. Because there's still... I want to do all this stuff before we go into Act 2. Because that's how I like to play. Get everything done. Let's go to Greymoor next, because I do want to... There's a rosary stash that I missed, and I want to grab a Silk Eater, and then do the... I want to see what we get for a Silk Eater. That's how I want to end the stream here. We just blasted Steps and Sinners Road. Those are like the new territory things. Yes, Riley, but I also want to cover all the things that we have to go back for in Farfields. The cling grippable stuff that we were not able to do before. Now maybe we won't do like the... We won't do this. I put a red... The red markers are like danger, danger, danger. Don't do those until you're absolutely sure. This little thing here that they've got the parkour section that goes up to like the flea up by Pilgrim's Rest, and then the big hornhead guy. I mean, that's a potentially very dangerous spot. I did do that in practice, and I was able to do it deathless. I went very, very, very slowly against the hornhead guy and used a bunch of tools. But it's really not necessary because it's just a flea, right? So that one I think we can wait for later. But I would like to go back and get the Silk Step, or whatever it's called. And I want to get the effigy down there. I also would like to get whatever's here, which I think there are some rosaries and stuff. And journal entries, maybe. So I just want to do as much as we can. That's all. I like playing the game. What can I say? I like playing the game. I am going for the special quill. Yes, Garden Zombie. So we're trying to do everything without filling out the map like we normally would here. Greymoor, I said. I know that Satchel charges a service fee. Gosh, dang it. We're going to be doing some shard farming maybe. GG Bridge. We barely knew you. Welcome in, Benjamin Altman. I'm a little slow catching up with chat. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. You missed the funeral because you fell from above, saw it happening for a brief moment as you fell, and fell exactly through the broken bridge to the next zone. Oh, Sparky. Oh, Sparky. When you came back up, it was over, of course. Of course. Oh my god, that is amazing. I hate that that happened to you, but also that is the most hilarious shit ever. Okay, I guess we have to go this direction if we're going to get the... if we're going to do what I want to do... Which is make our way up to get a Silk Eater. We got to go this way, I think. Right? Because now we can do Cling Grip. Oh my god, though, Sparky. Do everything on stream, but it's fair to prioritize another mask needle upgrade first. Another mask needle upgrade. I don't think we can get another mask or needle upgrade before Act 2, right? So, like, there's a bunch of little small stuff that's, like, doable in Act 1 that I would like to get out of the way before we go into Act 2. Okay, now I cannot make my way up. Oh, that's a flea up there. But this was previously... Did we do this? I don't think we did this yet. This goes to... Oh, this gets us Pimpillo, doesn't it? This gets us Pimpillo, I think. I could be wrong, but doesn't this go to Yarnaby? Yeah, okay, so this gets us Pimpillo. I forgot about that. There's another tool that is useful to have. There's also a rosary thing. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. And yes, I will spend the craft metal on this. Because if nothing else, this lets us get a journal entry. I still will probably be sticking with the sting shards for the most part. But here and there, the Pimpillo could come in handy. Oops. That was not a... where was my Threadstorm? Hello? swear there was supposed to be a thread storm in there, guys. Okay. Dash strike for the win. Right, this is where you get the Silk Eater. And we also get the elevator unlocked. Cool. So, let's do this first, though. Come on. Come on. These guys are still one of the more annoying enemies. Oh, I forgot. That's not it. They're not single shot. Every time you hear Silk Eater, you hear the Snake Eater theme in your head. What's the Snake Eater theme again? Is that a Metal Gear Solid thing? Okay, alright. It sure looks like a Silk Eater. By all appearances, and it is a Silk Eater. Okay. So it's only a question of what we get from these, but don't tell me yet, but it's gotta be rosaries, right? It's gotta be. Don't tell me, though. We'll find out soon enough. Oh yeah, this room. I hate these guys. Still never comfortable against those guys. Like, you should just be able to hit the things back at them, but I still struggle with it. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things that it feels, I don't know exactly what the sequence of events is, Ola, but there is apparently some level of randomness in what can happen with certain NPCs at certain times. And like I will just say, Fromin, when you ask, I would ask you to be a little careful with some of your questions, because there are, in questions like that, there is a little bit of a spoiler element, because that knowledge to me, yes, I am aware that different things can happen at different times, but I'm also not sure what, if anything, is in my control. And the fact that you have said that, are you going to be saving Pilby this playthrough? Well, that tells me that I'm capable of doing that, and there is something that I can do to change those events. Now, I figured that probably was the case, but I didn't know for sure. So I would just say, be a little... You're asking some questions about things that I may not be privy to, and that I may not necessarily want to be privy to, even though we are in Steel Soul mode here. But that doesn't mean that I want to know everything there is to know about the game necessarily. So just keep that in mind. I haven't thought about whether or not we're doing anything really with any NPCs as far as side quests. I don't have any specific plans for side quests or optional NPC interactions in Steel Soul mode. We're going for the special quill. That's about the only thing flavor-wise like that I have thought about doing in Steel Soul. So if there is a way, like, if that's something that you guys want to see, if there is a way that you can hint me or nudge me in the direction of doing something without giving away what's going to happen or ruining the surprise too much, I'm open to that. I'm open to seeing alternate chains of events without having too much of like, oh, here, go do this and go do that, and here's what's going to happen. And like, I want there to be some suspense in the process. That's my main concern. I want there to be some fun and discovery, along with doing things differently. I understand to some extent you have to let the player know what they're doing differently, so it may not be completely avoidable. Sometimes you might just have to say, well, here's what you got to do. Hopefully that makes sense. Also, feel free to let me know if I missed anything in that lead up or that little excursion there into the upper left-hand side of Greymoor. We're going to head over to the right-hand side one more time because there is a rosary stash that I missed, and there is... Well, I want to see what I get for my Silk Eaters. Or am I going to get something for my Silk Eaters? That's the thing. I don't actually know. I have a bit of experience with the original Hollow Knight, and so I have an expectation of what I think is going to happen. But I don't know. There could be a completely different interaction here. We'll find out soon enough. Nudge, give it to God. Oh my God. Pilby lives on in my heart. Amen to that. Your chick, welcome in. Finally got to see you streaming. I'm glad you caught us. We've got a little bit of time left here. We're going to be wrapping up in the not too distant future, but glad you got to make it for the end. Yeah, I understand, Froman. It's tough to know exactly what I know if I'm not, you know, you're not inside my head, obviously, and it's not an unreasonable thing to expect that at this stage of the game, most players are going to have looked things up and are going to have a pretty good bit of knowledge on what to expect with alternate things like that. But I am more open toward nudging than I would be in a first playthrough, so long as we can do it in a way that still kind of preserves discovery as much as possible. Okay, am I going the way that I want to go here? I need to go down? Yeah, okay, so here's this thing, and then we go into the next room. And we fill out a journal entry. Rule of thumb, only mention things that you're absolutely certain Akinar knows about. I know, and it's hard to do. I understand it's kind of it's a tough restriction that something that I ask people to try to adhere to, and so I try not to be too hard about the consequences on that. Like it's not like, oh, I'm gonna insta-ban you for saying something that I didn't know about. Like it's a strict requirement or a strict ask without strict enforcement, if you will, I guess, because I understand that it's a difficult thing for everybody to know exactly what I know. It's impossible, in fact, in some cases. Am I going the right way? This is the right room to get up to our buddy, right? This is the Threadstorm room. God damn it. This is the Threadstorm room. I'm so lost over here, man. I'm so lost. That's what I get for streaming. Streamer brain, man. How dare I not know everything? I don't know even where I'm going in this moment, Ola. That's how much I don't know everything. In general, though, most valuable bits of NPC progression comes through the wish walls anyway. Okay. I just know that there are often, like, apparently there's something with the you know, the merchant in Bone Bottom, the merchant that I didn't even know that it was a thing, or not that I didn't even know it was a thing. It's that the merchant leaves Bone Bottom, and then apparently you can find her somewhere else. And in fact, I did find her somewhere else, but I totally forgot. Also, we're getting some frames here, so I totally. It's not even that I forgot. It's that I didn't even know it was her. I had this interaction that I wasn't even aware. Oh, this is the lady from Bone Bottom. And so I have no idea where this happened in my playthrough, just that somebody has told me that it happened. Oh, I can heal here. There's also a bench coming up. I don't have to do that. But it's okay. Okay, also, something else that I had forgot about that I found on the alternate, the second playthrough save file is I forgot about this. I think we found this on the first playthrough, but I forgot to do it the other day. I forgot to do it the other day when we were streaming. And I believe there is a new journal entry down here. I do need to be a little bit... I think we're in an okay spot here. Speaking of shard farming, I just don't remember exactly... Okay, what I need to do here is I need to make sure I'm full on silk. So let's get silk from you. Just to be... And also, I want to make sure there's an escape route if I need to do it. If I need to yeet out of here unexpectedly. But it is just a... It is just one of these guys, which hopefully is not going to be... Not going to be too bad. Are they affected by this, though? Hello? How did that not get him in our... Okay, Threadstorm is also a... Oh, he can be poisoned. Okay. There we go. Okay. We do enough damage now where Shardalards have no hope. Shardalards have no hope. Have you found... You found Shardalards, right, Ola? You know about those. I did see, though, we're getting some, the internet gods are saying this is where your stream is supposed to end. Because, frames have dropped completely. At least your audio isn't dropping, though. That is good to hear. Apparently, I think that happened last time. Might need the compass, I know. I might need the compass so I can remember where we're going. There is something that lets you know that you've encountered Peb. I think it's Peb. Not, or maybe Pleb is the funny nickname. I'm sorry, guys. I know exactly what this is. Our stream has gone on longer than I expected. Hold on. Give it a moment, guys. It should be back. We should be good. Let me know if we're good. I think we're good. But yeah, I had a program that was going to come back online 2 hours later, and we're at the 2-hour mark. So we should be back. Hopefully we're saved. Refresh the stream if you need to. I'll give it just a moment here until I see people acknowledging that we are in fact back. My apologies, though. But that's interesting that there is something that lets you know. I'll have to think about that. Let me ask this. I will ask a direct question about Pleb, as you call her. what zone, and when she leaves Bone Bottom, what area, what zone should I be looking for her? Is there an answer that you can give me for that? How did I do that? Unfortunately, Ola, it was my backup client that I knew I was paused. You can pause it for 2 hours. And I thought, oh, the stream's going to be over in 2 hours. Well, pretty much, but we're going a little bit over 2 hours. So, so the backup client said, we're back. No, I'm not done with stream yet. Deep docks. Okay. Deep docks. I will perhaps do some exploring in deep docks. Oh, Riley says the Marrow. Oh, the Marrow. Okay. Well, that's even better because the Marrow. All right. Interesting. The Marrow. The Marrow. Is this a thing? Let me ask this. Is this a thing where if I walk in the room and don't do anything other than like looking, walk in the room, look around, see whatever is seen, and then leave the room, is the thing done for? Is the whatever happens there, it's no longer a thing like, you know, you've talked to an NPC and then they move on somewhere else? Is it a thing where I can walk into the room and then walk out and miss it? Does that make sense? Oh, you got confused with the lava. Yeah, the Marrow has its own set of lava there. Okay. Let's go ahead and see. Oops. I've not tapped back into the game. Let's see if this is something you don't want to see, by the way, Ola. This is a Silk Song. Sorry, a Steel Soul specific thing. So if you're wanting to save that for yourself for whatever reason, don't watch. But otherwise, we're going to check and see here. We're going to see what happens with our Silk Eaters. It's probably just a big lead up to getting some rosaries, but I still don't know for sure. I would speak again. Show yourself. Show again. Speak yourself. The morsels. Give them. Take. Give Silk Eater. Yes, that's what I want to do. Silk Eater taken. Take. Reward. Give them. Thank you for that subscription, John Dunick. And rosaries. 50-ish rosaries. There it is. Okay, we have another place to get rosaries from in Steel Soul and make use. It's one of the perks of playing Steel Soul. If you're going to subject yourself to the heartache and the torment of dying and losing your file at any time, then you at least better get something of those dang Silk Eaters. So there it is. All right. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, it is not missable merely by passing through a room. Okay, good. Okay. Because what I'm thinking of doing is maybe trying to track down where this is, and then we can maybe start the stream with it next time. Something like that. Hopefully that sounds good. You are committed to this run. All right, Ola. You're living vicariously through me. I will try not to let you down. So yeah, that's a fun little thing that apparently our slave is, you know, sort of, well, Dunzo, although perhaps has taken on a different form. Because if you look closely enough here, I still don't know exactly what we're looking at. I can't put my mouse cursor on the screen. The character is Skinx. Skynix, however you want to pronounce that. It's Styx. Upside down head, right? At least the top half. The bottom half, which looks like these, like, stubs for arms, I guess? I don't know for sure, though. I don't know exactly what those are. They look like arms to me, like little arms like here, except they're nubs. Give me your Silk Eaters. That's the best I got. All right, so with that, folks, that is where we will wrap up this installment of Steel Soul. Thank y'all for hanging out with me to the end of the stream. Ola, Framen, Riley, Sparky, Chicken Sandwich, Michael Blanchard coming in here at the end. I didn't even see it till just this moment because I've been not catching up with chat. How you doing, friend? Hope you're having a good evening. Maybe and hanging out with us as well. And all the other folks here that have been dropping into chat. Good stream today. Nothing too crazy. No really heart pounding moments for this one. I felt like this was going to be, and maybe next stream also will be mostly a chill stream as we're kind of wrapping up the loose ends here in Act 1 before we get ready for the big fight against Phantom. And that will be maybe what we get to next episode. We'll see how that goes. If you remember, Styx always showed up upside down, so actually his head is the right way around. Oh. Are you sure about that though? Are you sure about that? Because isn't Styx the same creature as the what's the character? What's the NPC that gives you the long claw? Is it the Broodmother? That was a boss, wasn't it? The Huntress. Was that her name? They're the same creature, I think. And it sure seems like that's right side up. The Huntress. Riley, thank you for confirming. Okay, whatever the case may be, we've got some fun stuff going on here in Steel Soul. Your chick as well, thank you for dropping by. Hopefully we can catch you next time. I'm hoping as well at some point here, I would like to do maybe on a Sunday, have a stream that's a little more in the like lunchtime hour for me so that our friends over in the EU get a chance to drop by. So I want to do these live streams at a little bit different time earlier in the afternoon at some point. So we'll see how that all plays out. But for now, as always, thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take it easy, y'all.